All right, so this is how to actually a tutorial designed primarily for students. However, if you're a teacher watching this, you will need to be able to walk through these steps with your students. This is part two of a two-part tutorial series I have on how to give an exam view test, any type, multiple choice primarily is what I use, but any type of exam view test on a Google Classroom to get it into your account. Part one showed the teachers how. This part is really designed for the student to help a student get the test open and displayed in a format that they can actually execute the test and submit it. So what we have here, I am in my account. I have a student account. I have a test class set up called chemistry test class that I'm both the administrator or the teacher, and I have a student account that's completely separate email address and everything that I can go in so I can mimic a student and I can only see, you can see that I can only see what a student would see here. And this is what a student would see. So the assignment here is this practice test that I have already loaded and got in. So we would click on it. What you see now is virtually nothing. It's script text that means nothing to you. So it doesn't properly display the test from Examview. So the first step here, it's a multi-step process. The first step is to go up here to the right-hand corner next to your printer symbol and click on the more actions, 3 dots that say more actions. And there are 2 options, should be. Now you need to be in Google Chrome. I have not simulated this in Firefox or Safari or any other things, but I'm assuming that they would be very similar. But now I have to select the choice open in a new window. Now it's going to open a second window that looks just like the first. The only difference is you have more choices up here in the top right-hand corner. Now it's bumped me into my administrator account. So I'm going to switch that over to student account, and it's not really going to change anything at all. Same options. So the student has the same action. I just didn't want to have my to be logged into my teacher account. So now I'm logged in as a student. And so now this would be the step you have. You wouldn't have to go through that. You would have already been logged in. Now you still have the 3 dots, but now you have a download feature. Okay. So click download. If you'll notice on this computer, it's down here on the left-hand side below my screen caption there on the left-hand bottom. It has just the file displayed. Now, I noticed on some student accounts, there was more displayed than this. So you will want to, what you want to do here is click on the file itself, not the thing on top. Some of the students had 3 rows here, and the file name was in the middle. If they clicked on the top, it did something else. If they clicked on the bottom, I think it did something else. But you need to click on that file name and get this result, okay? If it doesn't work the first time, you might go back and try it again. So now I've opened the test. You'll need to put in your name. You'll need to put in your email, some type of student ID number. I've done this a few times, so it's saved. You will need to go in and then select your answers. Now notice this, that when I selected that answer, you can see that this is still bolded a little more than this one. And so if you aren't careful, sometimes you might scroll down and accidentally roll this via the mouse or the touch mouse and change this answer. So if you touch on the screen somewhere, it unhighlights that. I am not going to answer these questions, but if you got done and realized you had messed up or something happened, you can do start over and get rid of that. You'll notice that there's 2 options at the bottom, start over in blue here and grade and submit. These may be very small and right down at the bottom, and sometimes you can barely see them. So when you're done with the test and you've checked your answers, you will go to the grade and submit. If your name's not in there, it's going to prompt you to put your name in. Here, it's prompting me that I have not answered any of the questions. So if you failed to answer, if there's a 40-question test, you failed to answer one, it will prompt you and tell you that you didn't answer all the questions. I'm not going to answer the questions because I'm actually giving this 5-question test to some of the students that are watching this instructions, and I don't want to tell them the answers. So I would click OK. I'll get a screen now. I did set the options up for the students to see. You'll see that I got 0 out of 5 points, a 0%. It tells me the email that was sent to and the name of the instructor. And so at this point, what we would do then is if you would just close this window and close this window, and then what I would do here is go, you're back to this window right here where you can back up. If you hit the back arrow, okay, now you'll notice that although you've submitted the test, I've got an email coming to me that I'm going to get. It's still showing as not done. You will need to click mark as done and mark as done so that I will get a message through Google Classroom that you've submitted your work. At this point, you're done. Now, should you fail to submit it, I will eventually see the email, and it also has a timestamp, so I will know if you did it on time or not, and so on. So be sure and submit it, so it will send me that prompt to let me know that you've actually done that through Google Classroom. I won't get I'll just get an email that I would have to check to see if you are done. So this should get you. You may have to watch this video and try this multiple times if you're a student, but please make sure that you practice this test and you're able to do this, because next week we're having a test, or in the future we'll have a multiple choice test and you will have to do this. And this is how it'll work every time. So I will keep this video available for you.